So the saying Rome was not built in a day. Neither was a Bar Music Live, Fancy's Unfiltered podcast slash music show. The amount of things that we've had to overcome during this process has been pretty numerous. Tonight's show was no exception. But the one thing that is a common occurrence at the Farm Lounge is a desire and a passion to highlight the music and the people behind the music. And through technical difficulties, we still are able to do that. So I appreciate everybody that's stuck around with us, learning as we go. This is a journey for all of us, and it's a pretty damn cool one. So on this episode, we sat down with Crooked Creek after they put on an amazing show. Still working on the show part, but here's the podcast part at the Farm Lounge with yours truly, David Hooper, Bar Music Live, and all the guys and gal from Crooked Creek. Hope you enjoy it. We'll see you on the next one. In my search to find something meaningful, I set out chasing something real, something authentic. Along the way, I've met people bold enough to follow their dreams. People like David, whose passion built BarMusicLive.com. We've joined together at the Farm Lounge, where up-and-coming artists get more than a stage, they get a story. Live music, real conversations, one unfiltered experience. This is Fancy's Unfiltered meets Bar Music Live.
Whatever happens tonight,
we
just need to acknowledge that it has been awesome for me and you both.
Amazing.
To sit here at this point at 11:31 in the afternoon.
Why not?
The afternoon, yes.
Afternoon.
At the end of the Yellow Brick Road, that is working our audio, and it's awesome. Mm-hmm. So those of you who are left, give a shout out to Darren.
Woohoo! Yeah.
Darren, we love you, Darren.
Love you, brother.
And while we're giving shout outs, what about these fellers and ladies?
And lady. That's right.
So Crooked Creek has been one of the bands that has been behind BarMusicLive.com since the beginning.
Chris was messaging me before I even got everything live.
Yes, he was.
He was messaging me wanting to know when this was going to go live.
Yep.
They've been behind us from the very beginning. They've been with us. They wanted to try to promote us. They come out here and try to help us figure out sound stuff.
We did have some.
You emceed one of their shows.
I emceed.
He did. He had, yeah.
At the Moose, and we will.
The Moose.
We'll be back there tomorrow night.
And then I think you did a little bit at the
I tried to MC at Grumpy's.
At Grumpy's. It's fine.
Senior release party.
Yeah, our release party.
Nobody paid attention to me at the Moose. I was
It
nervous. I didn't know
is
to
what
say.
it is. Look,
You don't have to.
unless you're cool as shit and you've got some like instruments and some clout that says, "Look, I'm with the band," nobody's gonna listen to you.
Yeah.
And so it was in between HUD had opened for y'all, and then you had said, "Hey, why don't you want to enter it?" And I tried, and I did. I think it was okay, but nobody.
You did. You did great. You were great.
You don't know. You wasn't there either. You wasn't listening.
I was there.
She's trying to be nice. Just let her be nice.
It was fine. It was cool. There was like 3 people plus you that listened.
Yes.
See, I could
But
probably
That's it.
how did I do at the Moose?
Yeah, but I have learned.
You did great.
In,
Oh, I thought she did.
yeah. In all honesty, I have learned that really nobody pays attention until the band is up, and then
Yeah.
they're like,
Well, that's how I led into them that night. I was like, okay, well, y'all don't want to hear what I'm saying. All y'all want to do is hear the band, right? Then they kind of like, woo, yeah, like
Woo!
3 people did.
Wee wee.
At least.
3 and a half.
Then it got better.
And you know, and we've had nights here that you would think would be like, well, even the other night, it started out and everybody was just like, no, it was crazy. We even tried to give away stuff and promote people, and everybody was just like,
Hey, it's kind of like this, okay, so it's kind of like this karaoke competition that just started.
yeah.
So we've got barmusiclive.com Superstar. Any of you in the audience, I don't know if you've heard this or not or seen this or not, but barmusiclive.com Superstar, we started it right at the end of American Idol. That was over. We wanted to do something cool. I've been talking about this karaoke competition. We decided to do this. And I went ahead and said, okay, we haven't even had a single person register, haven't had any money put into it or at all yet. But I was like, I've sunk so much money into barmusiclive.com and we're doing all this stuff free anyway. Why not do something free for everybody else? So we did a first place prize for Bar Music Live Superstar.
Can you tell?
You know how much it is?
1,000
Million.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Lori, if you would just
shut your yapper. No, it's $1,000.
Nice. That's nice.
now that's not a lot of money to some people.
It's a shitload to me.
It is a lot of money.
Some people it would be a lot.
That's fantastic.
I'm still trying to figure out where I'm going to get $1,000 to give you guys, but we're going to get it.
Hey, I'll tell you what, we'll donate $250 right now to it.
Okay, guys, you just heard that. They just increased the pot. I've already said we were gonna pay out more places than first. So if you're interested in this competition, get in this competition. All you gotta do is go to barmusiclive.com. Give us a URL for wherever you're gonna put your song. If it's on Facebook, if it's on TikTok, if it's on YouTube, your own website, whatever it is. Give us the URL for it so we can find your music, whatever song you want to submit. You've got a chance to win over $1,000 now.
$1,250.
Million.
So
He's got a great voice.
this
He does have a great
is
voice.
going to continue to go up. I think we've had several entries come in just over the last couple of days. But don't worry, they're probably not better than you.
Absolutely
So
not.
you need to submit your song to be heard. It's going to be cool because we're paying out more than one place. We're going to pay out to at least 5. We're going to not only do that, but we're going to pay people that are the absolute worst singer. So you think about that. Where's that?
52 cents.
This chick,
I'm in.
there's a chick on TikTok
A high five.
known as the worst singer around. I can't think of her name right now. But anyway, we're going to pay out for the worst singer.
52 cents.
We're going to pay out. We might give them a natty light or something.
Natty Lights.
52 cents.
2 cents.
I'm still in.
We're going to pick the funniest singer. So whoever the funniest one is, we're going to pay something for that.
64 cents.
64 cents at least. At least 64 cents. So
Like,
the point is,
are we talking like parody or just funny looking?
We'll donate those two. We'll donate those two also. 52 cents and 64 cents.
So,
Yeah, we'll donate that too.
Okay, throw in a natty light and I'm still in.
we have got some ultimate sponsors.
Yeah.
So, not only do we have $250 from Crooked Creek, we also have
Me personally, I will donate 52
the
cents
52 cents for the
and the 64 cents. Me personally, I'll donate some money personally. Yeah.
she said me personally. I
Yeah.
thought we were giving Lori away for
No,
No, that's not really.
she was no.
No one wants to win that. That would not be fun.
Was that correct?
Yeah, 52 plus 64.
There's going to be a
Was it 64
chance.
cents? You don't know.
64 cents.
52, yeah, it was 52 and 64.
52 on the worst.
I'm a banker, I know.
Or 64 cents on the next to worst.
And we're probably going to give like a few Pepsis or Mountain Dews away.
There you go.
While you're swallowing your pride for your 64 cents. Yes.
That's right. That's right.
Pepsi Clear. That's what we're giving away.
They don't make it anymore.
No, look, hey, So there was somebody.
Throwing it way back, baby.
Yeah, so there was somebody the other day that asked me, and there was like, "Do you remember Pepsi Clear?"
Do you remember Pepsi Clear? What the
It
hell?
was the nastiest thing ever.
No, it wasn't.
You liked it?
No, I didn't like it,
No, it was the nastiest.
but it was not.
It was not the nasty.
No, drink a Tab.
That's
Tab was the nastiest crap that's ever been put in a can.
I was okay with Tab.
Really.
Yeah, I was okay with Tab, but Clear Pepsi was nasty.
I think I've got a tab.
Plus, you remember? Do you remember back in the '90s they had like this?
Those glass bottles, I think
There
I got
was
a
a.
tab bottle.
It was
Oh.
on the
Top
top
shelf.
whatever news in Atlanta. There was a rat inside of Clear Pepsi. You remember?
oh,
I would still rather drink that than Tab.
that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Okay, then. Okay, then. I don't know if I've ever drank tab.
You never drank Tab?
Oh, it was horrible.
Yeah, it was
Maybe
like
I
a,
heard
it was like a
before, but I didn't
Merlot.
drink
Like a diet drink,
Fizzles
A
on the side.
Merlot.
and it was just pure saccharin and horse shit in a can.
In a can. In a can.
It was bad. It was really bad.
high fructose corn syrup.
I never had a Tab.
So on a
Sorry.
side note, before
Oh,
we get
Justin's
started-
missing out.
Before we get started with the actual podcast,
Oh, this ain't it.
I would just like to.
Oh, we didn't get started yet.
Yeah, no, we-
The actual podcast is in the hot tub.
yeah, no,
Woo!
how many fits in the hot tub? How many fits in the hot tub?
I'll put one foot in a hot
They're getting ready, they want
Yeah. How many fit in the hot tub?
What are you doing?
Yeah, he's still talking to me.
Chris, get ready.
Chris is.
So, I would like to mention that, you know, usually the shirt.
Sure.
That's,
Sure.
That's about the same. I was fixing to say, these are way damn heavier. But this is a sure mic and it's about the same as ours. It's a little heavier though.
Is this one of your guys?
No, we ain't got none of our stuff.
Oh, this is all.
This is all theirs. No.
Yeah, these are the tall back mics.
This is
Turned on.
I'm excited that Darren, at the end of the
Well,
yellow plastic.
No, he has disappeared.
He's not there. But he's
Just
here in
freaking
spirit.
disappeared.
Oh, he gone. Oh,
Oh, he over there.
so
He's handling business.
adjacent to the right of, wait,
The yellow brick road.
that would be his left, of the yellow brick plastic road.
Yeah.
Because it's been awesome. We haven't been doing it.
He is awesome.
I'm not having to mess with the sound, honestly.
Yeah, it's been awesome. We need to figure that out.
I appreciate Darren being here.
We love Darren.
Y'all give it up for Darren.
Yes. Yeah.
Sound is
Y'all can't have him though. Everybody needs a Darren, but they can't have our Darren.
Can't have ours.
He is taken. I'm sorry.
So. So, me and you had,
I don't know what's happening.
so,
52 cents right there.
And a Tab Cola.
yeah, moon pie and a tab, because that's just, yeah.
pie and a tie. Now I can go for the meat pie.
Yeah, well, see, it's because yours not the greatest that you get a moon pie and a tab instead of moon pie and RC.
And 52 cents.
Yeah, 52 cents or moon pie and a tab. You pick. You get a choice.
I do a moon pie on a tab. You can't buy that for 52 cents.
You can't buy shit for 50
No,
cents.
you really can't.
So I've been in the moon pie store in Chattanooga.
Oh.
Never mind. Whatever.
Yeah. So me and you had talked a couple months ago, and we had talked about trying to get us all together to do this. And we talked about, I didn't have a room. We hadn't created this at the moment. And we had talked about doing something. But that just highlights the fact that you guys have been behind us as well as all the other artists that are trying to get started and do something. So, thank you for that. But,
Thank y'all. Thank y'all so much.
but secondly, what is it that drives you guys to want to give back to the up and comers that are trying to do, because I know, without throwing out names and whatever, I know you guys have been there and been an instrumental part in a few people's careers, trying to help them get pushed into something, and everybody has to start from somewhere and get there, and so just by you helping doesn't mean that they're like, the next voice, but there is something that goes through the lightning bug. Hey, it's time for lightning bug. Squirrel, yeah. Shut up, Cassie. There's a lightning bug, and there hasn't been any lightning bugs.
He's never gonna remember what he was talking about now.
No, it's cool.
What were you talking about?
So you guys have been instrumental.
Oh, he did. Look at that.
Real good. He did real
Walk
good.
off.
He did
Bugs
it.
and all, I'm still there. I know.
I am too.
So proud.
Because I do that. I do this.
Okay, we gotta stop.
Lightning bugs, you guys have been instrumental in helping people. And shut up, Brandon. Shut up, Brandon. Don't touch my drums. I'm trying to do stuff.
Helped him get it back.
Yeah. So you guys have been instrumental in trying to help others get going. So kind of enlighten us on how that goes for you guys and why you do that to start with.
Well, I'll start with saying that I can talk to where I came from, and when somebody poured into me, gave, talked to, it didn't cost them nothing, but they took the time to say, hey, this is what we did, here's where we're at, here's what we've experienced, here's where we want to go, here's what we want to do. That costs nothing. And that's what this community, what you're building, what y'all building with this, that's what this is all about. So, from where we came from, we talked about earlier, we were in this many moons ago, young teenagers. We'd get on a bus, we didn't know what we was doing then. It was in Southern Gospel, it was in Contemporary Christian, it was in whatever, it was in country, bluegrass. And we was on a bus at some time traveling all across the country doing stuff. We didn't know then what we was getting, but we know that others haven't experienced that. What did we learn from that? Let me tell you. And that's, to me, that's where I feel I can help others just by saying, I'm going to talk to you. Let me tell you where we've been, what we've done, what we've got, where we went to,
The mistakes we've made.
the mistakes. You can learn a lot what to do and what not to do. I think that's key also.
You learn more than 52 cents worth
Yes.
of screwing some stuff up and learning from that and fixing that.
It's okay to be told no. It is okay. You're going to get told no. You're going to get told from others, peers, it's not what we want. Hey, we like that, but we don't want to do that. Well, you've got a ceiling. How do you grow that ceiling? Justin, Michael, myself, we are what I call in the experience of where we have been. We've done that. We've been there. We've traveled. We've done all that. Lori can tell you from an experience of, hey, I've come in and I've jumped in on this ride with these guys, and she has taken it and grown. But that's the thing. She took it. She grew. Michael can tell you, Justin can tell you, what Crooked Creek is a family of people with like-minded goals that are on a journey. Do we know what the end game is? No, not at all. Not at all. That's the fun part. But we're in this together. So, ride. Just ride. Go.
So there was, when I started thinking about doing a podcast 7-8 months ago, everybody was, that's a big ass sloppy bug.
I'm telling you, I will end up karate chopping something, a bug. I don't do bugs.
I was trying really hard to decide,
You're freaking me out a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
but that's a big one.
Okay.
Anyway,
If I go running off, y'all don't think nothing of it is because of a bug.
No, that's a light, Dee. There's a, there, look, I thought I was screwed up.
seen a lot of it.
It was, there it is! Look! Oh, you missed it.
That's a moth, sir.
It's fluorescent and it's fucking glowing. Right there.
Oh,
What is
God.
that? There it is. See, what is that?
I saw it.
It's just glowing in the
I
light.
think
It's just the light. It's just the
We need
light.
to turn these lights.
It's okay.
Well, I mean, that would make sense as to why I'm there early, because, you know, when I originally said, look, there's.
It's okay. Let me hold you. We're fine.
Let me hold you.
You'll see the light too.
We'll see the lightning bug.
Yes.
20 versus 120. 420 versus.
Yeah, lightning bug.
You know, I did see the first lightning bug. It was about 4:20 in the afternoon when I saw the first lightning bug.
Okay.
But,
What a coincidence.
That's real convenient.
yeah, but I guess, there was one, but maybe it is like, y'all fucking with me with
Do we need to turn these lights off?
it might help.
Hey, don't worry
Spotlight's
about
off.
bugs flying around. Just watch out for these big bugs that are crawling around for us.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I saw one or two I almost stomped earlier.
Does anybody know where I was going before I saw the lightning bug?
I don't. I really don't.
Listening.
Were you listening? Do you know where you're going?
You was asking us
You were-
why,
You weren't
We,
listening either.
what drives us to help other people.
Yeah, Chris answered that in a roundabout way.
Oh, Chris can answer that.
He
I was paying
did.
attention.
Yeah.
Next.
Next. See, I saw it. And even if the camera wasn't on you then, I will fucking make it on you because y'all was making fun of me that there was lightning bugs and there was some
That was
tsunami.
small.
Moth.
That was gigantic.
But it was a big one. It was about the size of a Pepsi can.
Have you ever
Thank you,
seen
Pepsi,
moth,
for
man?
bringing us cans and
Thank you,
moths.
Pepsi.
Hey, that's a good.
Pepsi, we love
I
you.
tried. Yeah. So I think we were talking about.
Pepsi, 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 Pepsi.
Yeah,
Pepsi,
it's-
Pepsi, Pepsi.
Yeah. It's,
Was that a sponsor?
and there was.
Pepsi.
Were they a sponsor?
We love Pepsi.
We do love Pepsi.
Yeah, they
Yes.
do. They do.
And
love
Mountain Dew
Pepsi.
and Dr. Pepper and Grammy.
Listen, I'm a Dr. Pepper girl, 100%.
So how long, so you said back in the day, you know, people had given you wisdom back in the day and now you're trying to give that. So how long have you guys been, I know Crooked Creek, you've been together, how long?
About-
Pushing it.
A little over 2.5,
Little over 2
about close to 2.5 years.
Yeah, so 2.5 years.
You
So,
never know.
so you guys do not get to where you're at in 2.5 years without being somewhere else before. So what got you to here?
Well, that's a long journey of things, but Michael can tell you about where he, with his part of the book, Justin can tell you about his part of the book.
We'll let them tell about their part of the book. So where'd you start from, Michael?
So what
Oh.
you're on this here chair?
I grew up in a musical family and gospel music and bluegrass. And I got a job as a teenager. I spent 4 festival seasons touring with Charlie Klein and the Lonesome Pine Fiddlers. Lonesome Pine Fiddlers being part of the Bluegrass Hall of Fame. Charlie Klein being a legendary bluegrass artist that played, he was a sideman for Bill Monroe for many years and wrote a lot of songs for Bill Monroe. He's the only man to ever stand on stage and play mandolin with Bill Monroe when Bill broke his wrist. Charlie come off a fiddle and played mandolin, and that was probably the greatest education that I had was traveling with Charlie Klein. He was just incredible, and from there, it was different bluegrass acts, different country acts. I was part of a country band. We had a development deal with Curb Records back in the 90s. I liked alcohol too much. I liked alcohol more than I liked concentrating on music and being serious, and my goals were split in half. I didn't concentrate on the bigger picture. I was all about the party at that time, and the party wore me out.
Y'all been there.
So I left music for a little bit, and I come back to it, and I played some more good gigs, and just played around. I was playing for one artist and another, and then I just quit. I just, hell with it. I'm not achieving anything. And I seen Chris and Justin on Facebook playing, and I knew what musicians they were, and so I just went and saw them one night. Chris come up, he said, "Man, might use a bass player." He said, "Let me go holler at Justin a minute." He said, "Would you be interested?" And I said, "Yeah." And he come back like 3 seconds later, and Justin evidently was good with it, because here I am. And like I said, years, back in the gospel days, Chris and I had played together, and I've known Justin literally all his life playing, and man, I'm just honored to be here. And then when you throw Lori, first time I ever saw the band play, Lori was standing in the back of the stage on a riser, all on her lonesome, and they had another guy out front then, and their bass was being played by Trax, and I heard Lori sing, and I think that's one of the first things I asked Chris, what in the hell is she doing back there? I didn't understand that.
She sounds like an angel.
She really, Lori is.
It's like the light come
Yeah,
down.
the light come down. It
On
was, but I just wondered what she was doing back there, because anybody that hears her sing knows she needs to be front and center doing her thing. And she hasn't reached her potential yet. She really hasn't. So that's what got me here, and I'm just excited to see what the next 5 years are going to hold for us. I'm just on the edge of my seat with it. Really.
I gotta say, I've gotta say just personally, each time I've heard them, I've liked them more and more.
More and more.
It's one of those things, I'm one of those people that I hear music the first time, if I don't like it, I'm like, okay, well, whatever, But then I hear it again, I'm like, okay. And then I heard it tonight, and I'm like, wow. Because it was just phenomenal, I thought, tonight.
That was
Absolutely.
like 52% them and 40. Somebody do math.
8,
Don't do math.
8, 48.
48% there.
Oh, so Darren was a big part of this.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
I'd give him the 52%.
No doubt.
No,
A little bit?
No doubt about that.
no. So you guys are awesome, but why I keep throwing kudos to Darren. So when we started this, and me and you have talked before tonight,
Because he came out here specifically one night for several hours
And
just to help
helped
us figure out some stuff. With
and,
Lori.
and
I
so,
did. I tagged along.
She stayed here for several hours.
I want to mention
Yeah,
that. I want to mention what good-hearted people these are to just come out and just help for
Absolutely.
no gain whatsoever, just to be
That
nice
was
and
part
help.
of the
Yeah.
giving back to this is what you should do,
Yeah.
and
To
the things
to
that
the
you
last
showed us
unfortunate.
in those few hours were, it helped. There was a lot of things that puzzle pieces needed to be put in, and it was, we won't go into all that. But, so that's super appreciative, but through all of that, me and you had talked, when we started this, I really assumed that we could come in with the video stuff, and whoever was playing would be able to just plug in. I had to redo that because it didn't work first time. Could just plug in, and we'd be cool. And we have, we learned pretty damn quick that that's not the case. And so since then, we've both had to just head first dive into sound engineer stuff and trying to figure this stuff out.
Yeah, I mean, first recording we had a HUD sounded really good.
Oh, shut the hell up! Damn it! All of HUD's,
Everybody that heard it thought it sounded
look, all of HUD's stuff.
The only problem
I
is
know,
nobody
thank you,
heard it.
HUD. I know, thank you. But all of the singing that HUD did with size the fucking good ass damn simple man at the end.
And the homes in Alabama.
Yeah, all of it sounded good until the end, and there was just a slight mishap with a button smash, and it is what it is. But
It happens.
aside from all that, like when we come and saw y'all the other night, and I come and I was drooling over Darren, that those,
Over there.
Darren.
all those words together did not sound correct when you put them all together. But anyway, I was standing over next to the wing.
Is his wife gonna watch this?
He was standing beside him,
And-
watching.
And HUD, y'all hadn't done a sound check. And HUD got up there and strummed like 3 or 4 chords. And Darren,
Worked his magic. Yeah.
and he was done.
Yep.
And there was no sound check, but before HUD got finished with his 3rd or 4th chord, it was fixed. And that is just damn inspiring and awesome and
goals.
And the
Yeah.
people who
He's awesome.
who have that ear, you know, and you guys are all part of that. That's what inspires us to try to do this, because there's so much that's there that people don't see. Somebody, turn your damn phone off. You're supposed to be hosting the show.
Well, that's the amazing part, what you're talking about. You know, a lot of people know of bands as
I gotta
bands.
clear the cache on the website.
So, you know, a player is a player. You got the instrumentalist, the singer, the drummer, everything. But the person who gets you heard, they are just as much part of the band, if not more. And I look at not just an equal. It's a conglomerate group effort, because we're going to put forth our best effort. The sound man, Darren, is going to mix it in an effort to make it be heard, take it to the next level, felt. When you hear something, you can understand the clarity, words, something being played from Justin, from his lips on guitar, Michael, what me and Michael's doing back there on the drums and bass. But then when you can feel it, that's when you take it from hearing it to an experience.
Right.
That's where I want other bands to understand there's more to what just you're doing at that mic, connecting, telling the story of what you're singing, getting them to feel it. It needs to be heard. There's clarity in everything you do. And whatever you do, you've got to have maximum effort every time. Because people are working their ass off through the week. They are busted. You don't know where they're coming from. When they come out to bar music like the Farm Lounge, when they come out to that, they want to have a release. I want to give them that. How did we get to that? All the years, learning the growing of from a caterpillar to a butterfly, to the sound man, to the people in the audience. It is a group effort of everyone. How do you get that? When everybody gets in the same flow of the river. When that river is flowing, when everybody decides, I'm in. That's an experience. I don't know how to explain that. There's others that are in it as well, but when we say this is a group effort, I'll give a reference to something that's real recent. And this is probably going to seem simple and people won't get it, but the other night at Levi's, we was playing the song of what I call the storyteller of Michael. He will get you in the moment of the song he's singing. And I look over, and there was an elderly couple at Levi's. Nobody else was up at the moment. We was doing in color. And when he got to the part of the words of the story of my life, and he was talking about the guy and the girl, they're up there dancing. He remembers back when. And I seen that elderly couple up there, and it's like, I just sat down my sticks, I was like, what he's singing about, they remember it. And I seen that. And that's just like how Martha captures it. All that stuff when you're in,
Makes you a little teary, doesn't it?
I teared up. I cried like a baby that night. I'm tearing up about it right now. Just thinking about that.
Fix you down for all.
Everything that we're doing.
I got included cash on the website.
Well, all of that stuff that we do when we have those, it's a moment. In whatever song we're doing, it could be Strawberry Wine. It could be some girl. It could be some guy remembering back to when they was 17, 18. That first love, that moment of love, that moment of whatever.
Don't look at me.
But
I
that's
didn't
the
write it.
stuff when you can connect. This is connecting. You can sing. There's people who can sing. They are great singers. But when you can connect and people hear and they feel, they buy in, that's what every musician in America, all across this world, I want you to be part of this, what I feel.
Absolutely.
That's what every musician, vocalist, everybody, that's what they should be out here doing. I want you to have fun. I want you to forget about that bill, that electrical, that what am I going to do for my kids next week? What am I going to do for, we're in the moment. When we can get you out of that thought process and into the moment, everything we've done, decades,
It all helps.
up to that moment, wipes away everything. Wipes away everything negative.
Well, it'll make it
That's,
all better.
yeah, everything is made better.
That's your art. That's your artistry.
That's the
And
artistry.
that's how you're connecting.
From the
How
sound man
folks interpret it.
to the person putting forth the effort, putting forth their best craft, to the sound man, to the vocalist, to the person capturing the moment and picture in that moment. The Rosa Parks moment of capturing that picture. You don't realize what's being captured in that moment until when somebody comes up to you and they say, you don't know this, but let me tell you about, and how that song, how it affected me. It shakes you.
Yes.
It changes you. That makes this guy, me, her, all of us, it's like, yeah, I know I'm doing this. I know I'm doing this.
$1 million.
The photographer, the videographer, the podcast, all of this. We're not doing this for now. Forward thinking, not the person away from it. Generational. That's what all of this is about.
Absolutely.
We are paying it forward in everything, and we don't even know what this is doing right now. We don't even know. Don't even know.
But I'm gonna tell you, you brought up a good, what Martha captures, what any photographer captures, and I've got a little different take on that. If Darren, I've known Darren for the least amount of time as anybody up here, and we were on an airplane a couple months ago, getting to know each other. We knew each other, but we didn't know each other. So we're talking, and I'm asking him a question. Man, Darren's been there. Darren has traveled the road. He's, spent the nights in the buses, and he does. And when I sing Darren's praises, y'all, I don't want y'all to think that is just something I'm doing as a time killer. It's what he does is every bit as important as me and Chris playing on time or Justin do. But it goes beyond that, because I was talking to him and I said, man, you played for so long and traveled, and you lived this life. I said, do you miss it? Do you ever just get up and miss getting on stage and performing, and connecting with the people? And he said, honestly, I don't. He said, this is what I miss. He said, the camaraderie. He said, getting on the airplane, flying and going and doing something, building this project. He said, the nights on the bus, he said, the stage is great, but the nights on the bus with my bandmates who I cared about. He said, that's what I truly miss about traveling and playing music. And I said all that to say this. If you look at a photographer, pictures they take of us, what I hope, you hope you look good. You know, I hope at my age I still look like a stud. I know I'm getting old and saggy, but
You look nice.
beyond that, I want them to see that we love each other. If we never played another note together, I'm still going to contact every one of these people for the rest of my life because I love them. We are friends and we're family. I always tell people this is not a band. It's a family. And Darren touched on that when he said, "This is what I miss." You know, he missed that family. I mean, of course, he's got his own family, but you know what I'm saying. And that's what I think people like Marsha capture is the honest love we share with each other. That's why that's how we're developing our sound. It's through love from one another and give and take and respect, but it's love. And that's what I want to come through in a video or in a picture or anything like that, is that, hey, these people right here really do care for each other, and it shows.
You know, and I think it does. As I get older and I start paying attention to things, and I look, and that's why I'm a super duper big fan of Martha because of her eye and what she's able to capture. But with that, as you get older, you start paying attention to those things that are a little bit different than what you normally, you know. And so it is the fact that regardless of how many people may be out here, it's that you guys are able to come together and do what you do and enjoy what you do. And it is a bond that is unlike any other. And I think that's maybe what I've been trying to say about the whole musical community, is that it is a bond like any other. Whether it's you guys or whether it's you guys and HUD, even though I fucked up his audio. You know, but it's okay, thanks. I lost my subject. Anyway, so it's different. It's something that once you get in that community, once you get in that brotherhood-ish, I guess you could say, it is completely different. And the amount of love that you guys give each other, you know, in your band as well as others, it's inspiring and it's awesome, and that's kind of why we've dove into it, because we want to be able to highlight that, because like an hour and a half ago I started this, there's so much there that people don't see, you know, and even you guys, as elevated as you have become in the last however long it's been, you know, in your progressing, which is awesome, by the way. But there you go. But there's a climb that, and you guys know what it takes and what all is involved in that. And so does everybody else in this community. And so it's anything and everything that you can do to help out, you know, and it seems like everybody's on board with that, and it's been awesome.
Well, that's the thing. You can't have the word competition. There's no such thing. It is your path, your journey. Whatever your path, your journey is yours. Nobody else. How can I help? How can they help? But you've got to do your part. Others are going to do their part. And that's where you've been talking about, where y'all's path and journey comes in with everything. How can we help you get there? How can we show you? How can we show this? How can we tell the story behind the story? And that's, when I say I'm as passionate about things that are not on the forefront, anything on this stage in front of this mic, I want y'all to hear from the words of Darren. Darren, I want you to come up here.
What did you want me to talk about?
There's like, what am I doing here?
Well, talking about not just what this project is, where you've come from and your part and your passion of everything, because it's not just what you've done with Crooked Creek. y'all don't know, this person has had people on national television, American Idol, not just American Idol. It's been on all kinds of TV networks. The connections, what all that has built, what has learned from that, but it's because of a passion. And where did that passion come from? It's not from where we're at now, but the story behind it. And that's the stuff, your ear, everything, your vision, how you know to put the puzzle piece together. That's the stuff that I want the people that have not heard where we're at, what you do with people who have been there, going where we're at, the journey, all that. Just talk about it all.
Sure. Well, thanks, Chris. I appreciate the invite up here. It's an honor for me to get to work with these guys and gal. And, just over the years, the thing that really drives me is to help people find their sound. And so I love taking people and taking artists that maybe they don't realize how talented they are. They don't realize what the next step is. I love to take them on a journey from where they are to where they want to be. And that's just something that's always driven me, is I like to see people achieve things that they don't think they can achieve. I really love to see people grow. I love to see people experience things they've never experienced because they don't realize what they can do. And I love to see the things in people they don't see. Like, I'm really good at seeing things that haven't happened yet and things that can happen. I see potential really well. And I think that's something that God's given me as a blessing and a gift that he's given me, and I really like to share that with others. But it's just the journey that I've gone on from when I was 4 or 5 years old, taking 2 tape recorders and singing, and then playing and singing with it and recording it on the other one. That's how I got into recording. Then I was fortunate to get to be a session drummer in a lot of things. Then I stepped into the engineering and cut my first record with my first group when I was, 18 years old. And so just that journey starting in a control room in Gadsden, Alabama, has led me to being in control rooms all over the U.S. and got to do some really cool things with some really cool people. So, and these are some of them. Yeah.
And that is awesome to me. Apparently you took a little bit of a side road because you're in scrubs and you got a DR.
No, listen. I became a pharmacist to support my music habit, 100%. And I always wanted to have a good backup plan, and it worked out. We both became careers, so it's been pretty cool to see that happen for it too.
And that's awesome to me because there's so many people that have a passion that, it's one of those things where I would love to hear it, but I gotta go to work, and the people who have been able to figure out how to have that passion and go to work, or have that passion and just, dig in and make it work, that's been awesome to me because, there's been so many times in my life that I thought I wanted to do something and I don't have time, or, I gotta go to work, or I got bills to pay, or,
Right.
There's always something that takes you away. And then we talked in the past too, when you finally do figure out your passion, and you finally do figure out what you want to do, if you pay attention to all the stuff that comes at you that tries to make you quit doing what you want to do, and then you're able to push through that, and we're all sitting here together doing what we intended on doing at some point. It's just,
Well, this is a passion. What y'all guys have grown to with what you have, it's a passion with all of us. And it takes, how does this key fit in this walk that we're doing? Not just life, everything. And what's so amazing, yes, it is bragging, because we all have an ability. We all get out there and we till our own garden. We prune the weeds, we trim, we grow. There's times we need to have constructive criticism where we say, God, I just didn't work, or from our peers or whatever. And then we come into this journey with somebody who has a vision, the ear, the ability to say, I hear what you're doing. Here's how I can get you to that level past that. And that's what's amazing. With experience of Justin, myself, Michael.
Justin, I need you to come back up here.
Everything. What's amazing is to have another piece.
Oh, that's right here.
of the
Get your butt up here.
Here you go, Judson.
another piece of
Come here,
machine, and where Darren has came in and said, I hear what you're doing. Here's the foundation. Here's the piece of the puzzle here in the wall. Oh, here's the salt and pepper on the steak. Here's all that. And then he takes it and he casts that vision to Nashville session players. Hey, here's what I hear with these guys. Here's this. Hey, let's start here with this song. Hey, here's the next song. Here's how I want to grow this book. The whole, a lifetime in one band and a vision of having that. When we all hear that and we like, oh my gosh. Coming from an audio recording on an iPhone to saying, take this, which is very hard for an artist to do because you're very passionate about what you're trying to get out. It's like, I don't know if it'll be heard that way. When it's heard that way and when it's put forth that way and it's accepted, grown, people all over the world hear it, over 250,000 people, 270,000, not including iTunes, not including the videos, not including all that stuff. When that stuff comes into fruition of everything we're throwing out there, our time, forget everything else, our time, it's all validated. It is worth every second. Everything we've done from the time we was nothing to the time we're nothing now, but where we're going. That is fuel in the vehicle. It drives you. It's like somebody bought in. That person on that couch tonight, they bought in. That person out there, it made a difference. That in everything, from the musician to the singer to the sound man to Martha, to all the people who are saying, I bought in, I want to help, I want to be part of that. Not just their story, everybody else's story. That's where the community effort comes in. You know, there's so many great musicians that is not in Nashville. We're in a little town of Coleman, Alabama. There's so many people who has a vision that has grown out of this. We have the Shane Quicks, the Rock the South. There are other musicians. I can tell you about guys who have played with Rascal Flatts before they were Rascal Flatts from Bloodstone. Went to church with them in Coleman. Those people played with people before they were nothing. Made them something. Their sound, everything they do. There's people that have interacted with us, that poured into us. I don't know how to explain that. The people that were the father figures to us that says, hey, let me tell you about it. The Larry Grahams of the world. I could go on and on and on about the people that we've come in contact with to this, to where we're at right here. This is just part of a journey. There's mile markers. There's another chapter. No telling where this is going. If it goes anywhere in some people's eyes, but my heart, I'm having the time of my life. This is my life.
About the artists and how many artists there are and all this kind of stuff. I want to just announce something really cool that we did. So now on the website, not only can you go to the events and scroll through all of the events that we have published, but you can scroll through every artist and every venue that's on the site, because we have a separate section for each one of those. So what does that mean? Well, I think it's pretty valuable for the artist, because if they want to go play somewhere, they can scroll through a list of 550 plus venues that we have on the website to go look through to say, hey, maybe we want to try to go play here. And then for the venue, they can say, well, we want to get some new artists at our place because we've had the same ones for the last 10 years. So let's see if we can get somebody else to come play. And they can scroll through a list of 550 plus artists that we have on the website. So it's pretty cool. It's on there. You go to the home screen, you'll see it right at the top, artists, you'll see venues. You click on one of those and it'll take you to those lists. Pretty excited about that. I'm pretty happy about that.
Right?
I think it's gonna allow some communication between artists and the venues. Eventually, we're gonna have that on there. It's gonna be huge. And you're gonna love it. It's gonna be the best there is ever.
Gonna be the best.
You'll love it. I know you will, because I did it. It's amazing.
Today's falls.
The best there is, none better. You heard it right here.
This is a great idea.
So Justin, you're back in the mix. So how you get here? What you been doing? How you get on this chair? I will make sure before the batteries
How'd you get in this group?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got. Listen, this is the reason Chris don't have a microphone is because he's a talker. He is our talker. He's the only one without a live mic
I thought
too.
I was going to get skipped.
No.
No.
Tell us about yourself, Justin.
Yeah, come on.
What the hell is this?
How you get on this here chair?
I mean, it's the same way. Hey, I love you. I love you.
Love you.
It's all about love.
I love Lamp.
What?
Talk about a lamp.
It's from a movie.
Again, it's just.
It's from
My story
Anchorman.
is not
I
much
love
different.
Lamb.
We all started off in this whole gospel thing. I started off playing guitar when I was 8 years old. Is how I get into this in the first place. I started playing for bands 1997. I don't know how old I was.
It was a great year.
What happened that year?
I graduated high school. Go Broncos.
I think I was 12.
I know. Shut up, Justin. Go Broncos. That's right, Carly. Hey.
Again, it just went from gospel band to gospel band, and I guess at some point, but we kind of made the transition. Hey, we want to play country music, and so we kind of jumped into that world. That was like 2007, I think, when we jumped into that world and played in it for about 10 years. Had a band, and
It's hard to think 2007 at 10 years. It's only 2017.
yeah, it's 2017.
And we're in 2020.
Yeah, it's like 17 years.
Yeah, that's it.
17, 18 years.
What that
It doesn't
translates to
compute.
is it's been a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
About the same time that week was.
Yeah, so we played that for like 10 years, wound it up like 2017, and I kind of decided at that point, I'm kind of over it. I don't even want to play anymore. I'd love to have a few weekends off. That'd be great. So fast forward, I'd guess about 2019, I started playing bass guitar with a different band, rock band. Still play with them every once in a while. Don't play bass anymore. Play guitar with them now. How about that?
Just real recently.
Yeah, just recently. Sorry. And we were playing at a place one night, and lo and behold, Chris is there. Now, I've known Chris for a long, long time. And he just comes up, he just kind of stares at me on that bass guitar, like, yeah, I know, I see what you're doing. I can't do it like he does. Well, I see what you're doing. That's it. Again, fast forward a few weeks from that, and I get a call from Chris or a text message from Chris. He's like, hey, I've got this little gig, and I need somebody to play on. Would you be interested? And I'm blaming both him and Darren on this one. So this is season 19 finalist from The Voice, the Worth the Wait.
Yeah.
Darren was producing them at that point in time, and Chris is like, "Hey, they're having their album release party. Would you like to come play at it?" I'm like, "Sure, no problem at all. I'd be glad to." Chris had saw me play on the bass guitar that night, or the night he came and saw me, so I figured he wanted me to play bass guitar on this. No, he's like, oh, by the way, you're playing lead guitar.
Curveball.
At that point, my lead guitar had been sitting in my closet for like 3 or 4 years at that point, and I had not played it. So I didn't even have equipment to go buy.
Not an amp.
Not an amp, no pedals, nothing. So when he said that, it's like the very next day, okay, well, I'm out buying this. Can I even remember how to do this? But you know,
It was like riding a bicycle.
I guess. I needed training wheels first, but you know, it was we were back in the saddle, but it was really fun doing that. And I did that with Chris and Darren, and then you know, Chris wanted to kind of keep it going, so yeah, I stayed on guitar. We went through another bass player. We ain't gonna talk about that.
Waffle House has good pork chops. And Justin Heaton is becoming known as one of the best guitar players in country music.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
But we went through a couple of lead singers here and there, and we tried different types of music. And, you know, finally, Michael comes along, Lori gets in on all this, and pieces just finally start falling together. And, I mean, we're putting out original music now. It's just a dream come true to be with these guys. I got to be honest with you. That's my story, I guess.
And you apparently
Uh-huh.
write some songs for other people as well.
I do. I mean, I write songs. Or sometimes they...
There's somebody that I hooked up the audio that was here that would sing one of your songs.
He does.
Oh, you must be referring to HUD Music out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does a great job on that song. I think it's awesome.
It was pretty good. I'm like, oh, hey.
Oh, hey.
So, Miss Bedazzled microphone.
Yes, the bedazzled mic.
Yeah, so I used it all night. But
You
it was the one
did.
that was
You
handed.
you liked it though. You kept coming back to it. I did notice. There was 2 other options, and you came to this one, sir.
Well, that was just the one that called me.
I know. It does. It will call you. HUD uses it every time. Carly don't even get to use it. HUD uses it every time. Yeah.
Use the bedazzled one?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the bedazzled one.
I'm telling you.
Oh.
I'm telling you, there's something magical about it. Something magical happening.
You want to use the bedazzled one? So, for security, Miss Bedazzled.
Yes.
So, how you come in the mix?
I just,
You've had reference a couple times from a couple different people. So when did you come in the mix, and what got you here, and all that good stuff?
you know, I really don't have a whole lot of music background. I sang in church, sang in our youth group. We had a youth ensemble at church that went to state. We won like runner up in the state, I think. There was like 6 of us that went. I always loved singing harmony. That was my big thing. I grew up, my dad listened to bluegrass. I woke up all the time listening to bluegrass music. That was like my alarm clock, waking up to hearing some Flatt and Scruggs or whatever he had on the old vinyl record player. My dad played banjo and guitar, and that was my alarm clock. Him playing along to some record that he was listening to. And I think that really kind of instilled harmony. Like, I think bluegrass really instills harmony really well in people, but it does. I mean, that's a big part of it. That is a big part of it. But then, grew up in church, just sang in the choir, sang on the praise team. I never really wanted to sing solos. Never really thought I was good enough to do that kind of stuff, and still don't. I still feel like I'm just kind of like riding along with this gravy train here. But we had a guy that was going to sing lead, and Chris was like, hey, would you be interested in singing harmonies? I was like, hell yeah, I love harmony. I love singing harmony. So I was like, I'll do some harmonies. And a month before our first show, Jimmy, and I'm going to tell y'all something too, real quick, sidebar, real quick. We found,
Those sidebars should be a lot.
I know, I'm telling you. Why? like Chris and I were talking, and I was telling him, because he's very passionate about music, and I was telling him, I was like, you need to start a band. Like, you're an amazing drummer, amazing musician. Like, you need to start a band. Like, we talked about it, and he was like, I don't even know who. This was before anything, and he was like, I don't even know who I would have in it. And so we were. I think he had Justin picked pretty early on, and then we literally went to karaoke one night. And there was a guy at karaoke. So y'all are doing this karaoke contest, and you think, like, people doing karaoke might think, well, this is no, I can't with you in that wig. I completely forgot about it. Anyway, people, might not think that's a big deal, but we literally found the original lead singer from a karaoke night, and it is. So don't ever think that it's just karaoke, because somebody might be watching that really, is looking for somebody.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So we found Jimmy through karaoke. He sang a Bon Jovi song, and I was like, Chris, do you hear that guy? Do you hear that guy? And he was like, oh my God. So we talked to Jimmy, and he was so interested in it, all in it, and then found the love of his life in the state of Washington, across the country. And so literally a month before our first show, after they had practiced, Jimmy was like, hey guys, I'm sorry, but I'm moving to Washington. Don't blame him, because I've met her, and let me tell you, she's amazing. I love her to pieces. Every time I've been around her, I wish they lived closer, because I love them both to pieces. But he moved to Washington, and so we just kind of, we had a friend come in, and that sings usually acoustic on his own. Christian Gann, he came in and did our first show with us, and then another friend, Lane Maury, sang in the next show that we did. And then we've had B. Haley came in a few times and sang some with us. He sounds a lot like Willie Nelson. I don't know if y'all know who he is, but he sounds so much like Willie Nelson. He's so cool. But Chris was like, why don't you do a couple? And, me and Justin were just kind of filling in. We were literally, I think we're still trying to figure out what we were going to do for a lead singer, because, like, we
were the original background singer.
Yeah, we were the backgrounds. Like, we didn't really want to do it. No. Like, it wasn't supposed to be us, but things just kept, we finally were just like, you know what? We just started building, and we got Michael in, and we've just kind of divided it up. But this was never my plan. Like, I've never, like, background singing, absolutely, I'm there for it. But me being, like, front and center doing, a third of the leads, not in my playbook. But here we are, and I'm loving it. I mean, it's a great time. And I honestly, like, I know that I'm very lucky, because these guys are so talented. And if I was with guys who had the experience that I have, we would not be where we are. So I know that I'm very blessed and lucky to be with these 4 guys here.
And that's the cool.
Thank you.
And that is the cool thing about following your passion, is that you don't necessarily ever know where it's going to lead you. You may not have ever known that this is what was going to happen.
Yeah, definitely not.
I
Definitely
never
not.
envisioned sitting here interviewing you after you put on an awesome ass show across from a dude that's wearing a thrift store wig. Never would I have imagined that that's where we would be, but here we are.
Yeah.
We are also here towards the end, and I'm getting text messages from the camera lady who is also
Wrapping it up.
that we're running out of battery.
I understand that.
So I appreciate every one of you being here.
Well, we've been so happy to be here.
Yep.
Sold.
Yeah. So, yeah, don't need to go on that. So, but again, I appreciate every one of you being here. All of you have a desire and a passion that is truly noticeable, if that makes sense. Like, I can come to any one of your shows and know that every one of you are there, not just to play music, but to give heart and soul into what you're doing, following your dreams, following your passions, following something that I mean, every one of you do something outside of this here, but this is your passion. And to me, it's awesome, it's inspiring, and I'm so glad that you guys stopped by tonight, and I appreciate it more than you ever know.
Well, thank you.
Thank you so much.
I think I'm done. I'll go back in and put up.
Finally, you done?
I think I'm done.
There you go. There you go.
I'll kill us.
That's not politically correct.
All right, let's thank our sponsors.
Ridiculous.
Pepsi Clear.
Clear.
Martha Wildflower.
Pepsi of Coleman and Decatur. We thank them for providing us with drinks. We thank Brindley Mountain Barbecue for providing us with some great
Yes.
food.
That was delicious.
We're so thankful to those guys and all that they do. We're thankful to our advertising partners, Sand Mountain Amphitheater. Y'all check those guys out. They got all kinds of cool shows going up. This weekend, as a matter of fact, they've got discounts on all the tickets you buy. There's no ticket fees. I can't remember what all the spill is, but you go check it out. Sand Mountain Amphitheater, get you some tickets to go see Lil Jon. What? June 16th.
Oh, what?
Show.
Me and Carly may be going to that one.
We're going to be there. It's going to be a blast. June 6th, Sand Mountain Amphitheater, Lil Jon.
Tacos and tequila.
Tacos and Tequila Festival. I believe there's going to be a couple other guys there, Timberland and
Tequila.
somebody else. Yeah, later on in the year, they got some other great shows coming up. Justin Moore, Collective Soul, Blues Traveler. Check all those out. There's a lot of good ones coming up. Get your tickets now. We'd like to thank International Singer-Songwriters Association for partnering with us on advertising. Those guys do a great thing for the music community, especially the guys and girls who are out there writing songs, singing their own songs, doing their originals. It's a great thing to be a part of. I consider being a part of them. We are, and we're glad to be a part of them and be partnered with them, supporting live local music like we do. We've got a passion for this, just like these guys have a passion for performing for you guys. Check us out, barmusiclive.com, The Farm Lounge, Fancy's Unfiltered. So glad to be bringing these shows to you. So glad for these guys to be coming out and being a part of it.
And thank you, Thrift Stores of America, for providing the wig.
Thrift Stores of America.
Yes.
Thank you.
So again, we appreciate you guys.
Thanks, Carly Huddleston, for being here. Appreciate
No, you're
her
welcome.
tonight. She's a big part of everything.
Yeah.
You're welcome. I'm the backbone.
We couldn't
Absolutely.
do this tonight without her. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that guy she's with. She's with some guy there.
Other guy. She's with some guy tonight.
Well, we would highlight him, but you probably couldn't hear him anyway. It's, yeah, it is.
His sound gets cut off all the time.
I know, I'm sorry.
Carly gets up here and does stuff, and that guy kind of stands there and does something too, but I don't know why he's doing it.
His armpit.
Armpit.
So anyway,
There you go. There you
so
go.
if you've made it this far, we appreciate you being here. This has been an episode of Fancies Unfiltered at the Farm Lounge, brought to you by barmusiclive.com, and we appreciate you being here. Make sure you follow barmusiclive.com, Fancies Unfiltered. Make sure you follow Crooked Creek and
Yes.
and all that they do. Awesome band, going places. You got Facebook and stuff? You want people to follow you? Sure. Yeah, Darren the sound guy.
Darren the sound guy.
Gat 3 Mid-South Recording.
Yes, definitely. Mid-South Recording
Yeah.
makes some awesome records, and you know, this has been an awesome thing for us to both be a part of, and it's only getting bigger. And we hope that you find us, like us, subscribe to us, and go along for the ride. We appreciate it, and we'll see you on the next one.